Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to another Crypto Maniacs podcast. We're streaming on some Web2 platforms. Hope you guys are tuning in on YouTube and X, aka Twitter, the social media platform formerly known as Twitter. And of course, recorded for your viewing pleasure on 3Speak. I'm John Go. That's Task. I'm back in your country. Did you miss me? No?
Yeah, yeah, we did.
I can tell.
I figured the FBI probably did. They were looking for you.
Yeah, for sure. I have a rant about your country, though.
Just one.
This one. No, literally, this is the only thing that my pet peeve so far. So in Canada, when you go to a coffee shop and you ask for cream in your coffee, they actually give you cream. In America, there's no such thing as cream. It's called this half and half crap. So every single time I want to get a coffee in America, I can't get cream. I'll show you what cream is for everyone who cares. This is cream. This is cream. This is in Canada. We sell cream. Table cream, 18%. So when I want something, if I want cream in my coffee, I don't want half and half. I don't want milk. I don't want any taste of milk. I don't like the milk taste in coffee. I want the cream taste in coffee. But you can't even buy that in any of the truck stops. And you can't get it because all they have is this half and half crap. So, America, you're failing for not providing Canadians with cream for their coffee. And that's the only rant I have about America. That's not bad, though, right? No?
Well, if you're a real man, you drink your coffee black.
I used to, but I don't put sugar. I don't put sugar in coffee. Cream and coffee to me is it's the perfect. This is good coffee. Just
milkshake while you're at it, Mary.
Dude, I can't handle it. I can't handle the half and half stuff, man. So, anyways, how was your weekend, man?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Week. You bailed on us last week.
Yes. Sorry. Well, did you see the reason why on Thursday?
Yeah, you were in like the middle of nowhere.
No. The Thursday, I was coming back into Canada, and I was supposed to cross in Buffalo at like 5 p.m. Eastern, but they never got my manifest, and border clearance straightened out till like 9 o'clock. So I'm sitting at the border waiting to get cleared to come across. Because if you just had a passport, we could just go up to the border. What's your citizenship? Canadian, American. Where are you going? Blah, blah, blah. Thanks. Have a good day. Not in commercial vehicles. In commercial vehicles, it's just an absolute gong show to try to cross the border. So I couldn't get across the border. And then finally when I did, it was like late o'clock. But I did get to meet my dad for dinner. He met me at a truck stop just inside Canada. And we had a nice little meal at like 10:30 at night during a thunderstorm. So there was that. Yeah.
I have no passport, so I can't get into Canada either.
Well, today was very
completely open from what I hear, though. So.
Oh, is it nice? Nice.
Yeah.
Well, today was very easy. I crossed in Sault Ste. Marie in Michigan, and very easy. Took 2 seconds. But anyways, hello, Wealth West. Hello. And hello,
hey, shout out to Wealth West and congratulations to you, my friend.
What happened to Wealth West?
I don't know if he wants it mentioned on air, so if he does, Wealth West, throw it in the chat there, and John will read it.
Yes, please. I like reading. And if Tass said congratulations are in order, congratulations are definitely in order. Yes, K-Show, I will not miss Thursday because I think I have to shut down for 36 hours tomorrow. So I'll be in a truck stop on Thursday for sure. So Thursday, we will be good. I know Task is excited about it. I'm in Indianapolis, Indiana tonight, Task.
Never been there.
I've driven through it twice.
I've never been to Indiana.
Yeah.
Nope, never been. America's a big country.
It is.
I mean,
is
it's
massive.
well. I mean, Canada's a big country, but America's a big country in terms of populated areas.
Yeah. Is that my computer or yours?
No, I think it's mine.
That's fun. That sounds like dancing music. I like
Yeah,
it.
my phone was trying to connect and not connect.
Very good. I thought I had something going in the background here. Anyways, but yeah, man. So apparently during this week that we've been gone, Bitcoin took a poop. Apparently, it's. I'm telling you, you want to live a very comfortable crypto life. Just start driving trucks, because then you can't keep up with what goes up, what goes down. You just hear rumblings of it and you don't really care. But you kind of do. You're very stoic about this stuff anyways, right? You don't even be in front of the computer.
Yeah. I mean, the joke is I'm here for the technology. Well, when people say that and they're joking, they're idiots, because it's the technology that's going to change everything.
Yep.
Cryptocurrency is just one piece of it. And like you say, they just care about green candles. Guess what? Part of green candles is red candles.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you better, especially with volatile stuff. I mean, shit. I'm in Tesla. Tesla crapped the bed and dropped like 50, 60%. Then it doubled, and now it's off like 25% from where it was a month ago. That's markets. That's volatility. If you want high volatility shit that'll moon, it can also get slammed.
Right.
If you don't like that, go get a CD and get yourself 4%. I mean, invest in HBD and get the 20%. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
If you're going to get into a speculative asset, which that's what most of these cryptocurrencies are that go up in price, they can also go down. You better be ready to weather it. If not, get the hell out, go into a stable coin, go seek yield, take your 4% or whatever, and be happy. I mean, it's, I don't know how many other ways to say this. And unfortunately, most people in crypto, they say John, I either wrote about this or did a video about it or included this, but they say the bond market is smart money and the stock market is dumb money. Well, if that's the case, then crypto is just the moronic money.
Right.
Oh,
we're past dumb. We're just moronic.
We're past dumb. And, because when you're in the stock market, for the most part, it's speculation.
Right.
And you have to take it. Well, cryptocurrency is like the stock market, but the most volatile part of the stock market, let's say high PE tech, and you put that on steroids. Now you get the crypto market. And, it's just, you can have huge gains, but there can also be major pullbacks. And that's just the way it goes. So you better be able to ride it both ways. And, Bitcoin gets back up over 30, everybody will be, talking about a bull market again. I mean, that's just how it is. And we're probably going to be range bound for at least another few months.
What is it at? Like, I'm so ignorant to everything. What's Bitcoin at right now?
I don't even know. 25, 26, somewhere in there. It dropped from like, it did one of the 29 to 27.5 in like 3 minutes.
Right.
And that's what got everybody,
spooked.
Yeah.
I think people bring it up in some of the questions for this episode. Do you wish to dive into our amazing audience's questions this week, sir?
Sure.
Let's do this thing. Oh, I have it in day mode. Sorry, youngins. There now for there's for the youth who love the dim or dark version. Threadcast is up. We got 24 questions so far. I'll refresh it throughout the show as well. Cal's up first. He says, how fun was it getting over 1,400 threads in a single container? What was this for? Was this for the AMA or was this an EPL thing?
No, that was the AMA. The AMA today, because Leo Cash is on Labs, and that was opened up to the community. Cal posted the Labs AMA link, or the link on it, Labs, and so anybody who signed in was using Leo Cash and the new Leo Cash, and the reason is to test it out, to put it through motions. And I don't know, we got like 350 comments during the show. Then after the show this afternoon, a bunch of us hung out and just, added a bunch of shit and got up to 1,400. So now when you load that Threadcast, when you hit refresh, even though it's got 1,400 comments in it, it loads like there's 10.
So I saw this question come up too, and we'll bring it up, but I have to ask because again, this is so out of the loop. I'm gonna make a commitment this coming week to, like, when I'm shutting down for the night, to read up on some stuff. What is Labs? What is that?
It's labs.leofinance.io. It's basically the alpha UI for Leo Finance. It's where the developers put all their updates to do testing,
Right.
and that's where the testing's done and bugs are found, and then they correct them. And so what the decision is to let people use Labs, dedicated Leo Finance people who
Right.
aren't going to get upset about a bug here or there and understand this is the alpha state. And so you go in there, like Leo Cash, the update is not released on the production UI. That Cal is hoping will go live on Friday, but it's on the alpha UI. It's on labs.leofinance.io. And you have to, sign in with Keychain and give it approval. It's a different URL. It's a different website. But it's the code with all the updates on it, including bugs. And so when people go in and, that's where use the feedback tab, and that's it, it's basically an alpha version. And then anything that they solve that the updates are production worthy, they'll move those over to the production site, leofinance.io. And the stuff that's still being worked on, that'll stay on Labs. And it's just an ongoing process. So it's like, if it was a blockchain, it'd be like a test net. That's what it is.
Oh, there you go.
And,
well, thank you for answering
it's like on Labs, you see different features before they're released. Like if on Labs you go to your profile, if you're signed into Labs and you go to your profile, it'll tell you how many threads you've made, how many threads you've replied to, and how many threads you voted on. That's right on your profile page. You also can search your profile. So if you type in Bitcoin, you will see how, any threads you posted that have Bitcoin in them.
Coming soon.
It's on Lab.
I like it.
These will be rolled over at some point, depending on the feedback and how many bugs are in there. So that was the big thing where, you could have 1,400 comments and you hit the refresh and it loads like it's got 10. It's just instant loading.
Nice. Very nice. Cal follows this up with some feedback. He says, What do you think about Leo's onboarding flow? Hit me with the hard feedback too. What sucks and what's great about Leah Info's onboarding protocol? Well, to be honest, brutally honest, I haven't used it because I've already got an account. I
Yeah.
haven't really onboarded. We have an in-house onboarding tool that we have with listeners and CTP. So people go through the process through us, and it's just they sign up for an account. We send them their keys and stuff. I've never used the onboarding for Leo. I don't know, Task. Do you have experience with it?
No, I haven't used it, but I know what they're doing. And basically, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, you sign up with a Twitter account and you're good to go. You don't have to mess with keys. You don't have to mess with anything. And I
Right.
think the idea is once they get to, I think it's like in rewards or $5 in rewards or something like that, then they'll be eligible to claim their account. And obviously ease of use and the ability to get involved without having to learn all this mess is it's a challenge. But then again, I thought about this the other day, and it's like at a certain point in time, users have to have a certain level of understanding, and the onus is on them. And I think back to the early days of the internet. And if you didn't know how to use a web browser, if you didn't know how to use Google, nobody was going to help you. I mean, it wasn't
Yeah.
like these apps, you had to learn some
You-
of the basics on your own.
There was no Google back then. You couldn't Google something.
Well,
Like
I'm talking when Google
well-
was around, but
well, no, but I'm saying like when I got started, just like you said, I didn't know what a web browser was. I didn't know what the internet was. I had to learn what everything was, like what Lycos was, what Global or
Ask
Computer,
Jeeves.
Ask Jeeves. Like this was the stuff. Like back in our day, like listen to us sounding dated and stuff. But you're right. There was a lot of pioneering. There was a lot of like, no one's going to do this. You kind of got to figure it out.
Yeah, I
And
mean, it's like,
yeah,
nobody was going to hold your hand and figure out how to sign up and use email. It was like, well, you got to go and research it. Well, how do I get an email account? Well, go on Yahoo, and that's who was really big before Google was Yahoo. Go to Yahoo, get an
and
email,
Hotmail,
or a Hotmail account.
the greatest viral marketing campaign in internet history. I'm telling you. You remember how they did it?
But
How Hotmail grew to be Hotmail.
no,
At the end of every mail that you sent out was a link. This is when this stuff worked. Get your free email account. Click here. And everyone would get these Hotmail emails and they would sign up for a Hotmail account because of the links.
yeah,
It exploded. Hotmail exploded because of that. Then with Gmail, what happened there is that you could only get invited to Gmail. That was when it first started. You couldn't just go to Google and say, I want an account. You had to have an invite. So your friends had to send you an invite to Gmail.
mm-hmm.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, I've been doing this crap way too long.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I mean,
gotta get on
it's
more.
I understand, but at a certain point in time, people have to learn about fucking keys. I mean, you're not going to ever be in Web3 without knowing about keys unless you're going to let somebody else custody it. And if you're going to let somebody else custody it, what are you really doing? You're not in control of anything anyway.
I still say it needs to be gamified. Gamify it where they don't get the keys until they do something. So they make a post, they make a couple of comments.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're going to obviously
you learn as you do.
Yeah, they're
right?
obviously going to have to get $8 or $10 in your account or $5 or whatever the number is. You're going to have to engage to get that.
Yep.
So
good point. You asked, can we get 100 comments in the Threadcast?
Probably not.
We're at 25, but you know what? It's the thought that counts, sir. Then we had someone ask, what is a Threadcast? Well, this is a Threadcast. We're going through your questions live for the show. So if you have a crypto-related question, or if you just want to ask questions about life, Task will definitely be a counselor for you. He accepts HBD.
Yes, I do.
There you go. Wes is up. He's got a few questions. First one, what is your honest take on the new Labs UI? Seeing that I don't even know and I just figured out what it was because I asked Task, I cannot comment. But if Task likes it, that's good enough for me.
I mean, it's it's the same UI. It's not a different UI.
Right. It's like it's a sandbox. Basically.
Exactly. It's got the new features that are being worked on, and they're looking pretty good. And I didn't delve into a lot of stuff there, but I like the thread counts on there. What Leo Cache is doing is it's gonna. You mentioned gamify, John. It's gonna bring gamification to a new level. Leaderboard is just one piece of the puzzle. Now that the Leo Cache is there, now that they can get the data in a much quicker way, there's a lot more things they can do. With we see the threads now, the lifetime threads on the profile.
Right.
Now you can start to set up time frames and say, okay, we're going to do this contest, we're going to do this whatever, we're going to offer out these rewards over the next 30 days, over the next calendar month, whatever it is, over the next quarter. And you can set up certain levels and you can start gamifying things to a much greater degree. I mean, that's just one example. So Leo Cache is opening up so many doors. This is why they've been talking about it for so long, and why, quite frankly, they've been working hard at it, is because it does open up so many possibilities. I mean, Leo Cache being updated means nothing, really. It's a nice performance enhancer, but at the end of the day, it means nothing. It's what comes after it. This is infrastructure. Infrastructure is the boring shit, but it's what they integrate into that infrastructure. And that's going to be the key.
Yeah. Yeah. Wes is up again with another one. Will Thread users be getting a payday from ad revenue, just like some of those top influencers on Twitter?
I read that question, John, and how do you take it? Is he saying is it monetarily? Are people on Threads going to be making the same money as the top influencers on Twitter? Or is he just saying, are there going to be people paid like on Twitter? What's he asking?
Maybe I think, well, maybe Wes, if you want to clear it for us, I think he might even be asking top influencers. So top users of Threads, will they get like a bonus or something? I could see something like that to encourage people to add value to the chain, but you're going to get bonuses right now, at least through your stake.
Well, yeah, and through your evergreen content, it's
right.
It's not, from what I understand, and of course we haven't seen the details, and I don't have the details, so I'm not speaking on any inside information here. But what we've been told is the ad revenue is going to be based upon stake. B, part of the ad revenue, and that's being coded now, is for evergreen content. So that's going to be based upon what your posts generate. If they generate people coming through, then you're going to get a piece of that. There's going to be something, and we don't know. I don't know if this is part of the ad revenue. I don't know what this is tied to, but there's going to be something with NFTs, and that's what the Leo Cache does. That's what the ability, because that's going to be dependent upon activity. How many threads you make, how many comments you make, whatever it is. And there'll be parameters set up. And that'll earn you NFTs. I would like to see those NFTs also sharing the ad revenue. I don't know if that's being discussed. So I think the first part is there's going to be many different ways to be rewarded. Will people start to get the same numbers as influencers on Twitter? Well, I don't know what influencers on Twitter are making, to be honest with you, but Twitter is a huge platform with a ton of clicks and a huge amount of advertising revenue. But could we see the same thing, since there's not a company taking a huge chunk of that money? Could we see the same thing on Threads? I don't know, but anything's possible if we get enough damn page views.
Yeah. I saw a couple of big influencers on Twitter showcase what they got. And I mean, these guys got tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of followers, engagement out the yin yang on Twitter. It's not like six figures and stuff. Like, a couple of them posted it was like a couple grand. And look, show of hands who want an extra couple grand in their pocket. No, I get it. But they're going on like this is like, oh my gosh. It's like, well, I'm a nobody, and look what I've earned on Hive over the past year. Imagine if you had some influence and you did that. So it's like, I get while it's so, everyone's in love with it, but to me, it's like chump change compared to what you can be building here on the blockchain. But again, I'm biased.
And the other thing that you have, and this goes back to the speculation point, that $2,000 that that guy got or whatever is $2,000 6 months from now. I mean, maybe they invested in something, but it's $2,000.
Right, yeah.
You get $2,000 in Leo today, or you get $200 in Leo today, or you get $20 in Leo today. Whatever you get in Leo today, what's that worth a year from now? Well, it may be worth half of what it is. It may be worth $10, or that $20 may be worth $200. You just don't know. And if the upward trajectory takes place, which we expect it to, it's going to be worth a number of times more than it is when you earned it. And that makes sense. So I think it's apples to oranges, and I don't think the Web 2 world will be able to compete. And maybe your top influencers over on Twitter and YouTube will blow away what we're doing here. But the average person is going to make out light years ahead. As we know, you go onto YouTube, you got to get, what is it, John? Like 4,000, 1,000 subscribers in like 4,000 or 5,000 hours.
10,000 hours of people viewing your stuff and like 1,000 subscribers.
So 1,000 subscribers and like 10,000 hours viewed. You put up a video on 3Speak, somebody upvotes it, you'll get, whatever it's worth 7 days later. And people say, well, I only made a few cents. Well, you got to get 10,000 hours of viewing on YouTube before you can. And I think what you just said, John, your numbers, that's to apply to get part of the rewards. You're not even guaranteed it. So, I mean, come on. So the average user on Threads, the average user on Leo, the average user on Hive, you're getting something. You're ahead of 98%, 99% of all people on social media.
Right. And then now put a little bit of effort into it and see what happens.
Put a little bit of effort into it, put some compounding into it. I did an article yesterday. We always talk about the 20% HBD. Well, I looked at under my main account, John, and I noticed in Peak D where it's paying 3.09% high power, adjusting for the inflation. So you got 3.09%, so just under 3.1%. And then my curation in that account, for some reason at that time, was just shy of 9. Right. So between the two of them, it was 12% APR.
Yeah, I know.
12%. And this is for, and everybody's going crazy about Ethereum. And, it started at like 20%. And now, because the more that goes in, the less your APR. And they're down to like 4%. And it's like, on my HP, I'm getting 12%. And this is pretty much par for the course. I think most people are between 7 and 9% on their curation, according to Hive stats. And I'm not even talking about Leo and any of the other tokens. I'm just talking the high power. So, these are things that are easily overlooked.
Very much so. It's the beautiful thing is adding those two numbers together, and there you go. Welcome, Eric. Wes follows that up with, why is it that voting on Threads users holds so much weight on the leaderboard than actually making a thread?
just the way they designed it, and I think they're going to redo it. That
Yeah.
again, don't get caught up in the leaderboard. That was the first foray into it, and I think they're going to adjust it. And they're, I would presume now, if we get Leo Cash going live on the production UI this week, I have a feeling that part of that will be an adjustment and maybe even an expansion in,
Yeah.
some of the leaderboards and the capabilities.
Mm. Perhaps we're demanding a lot from the team, Leo's team, but what do you think about being able to make a short video on Thread? I mean, I've seen it before on Epics. The beautiful, beautiful promises that was Epics. Epics had the ability for you to upload small little videos. I'm pretty sure 3Speak allows it too on their mobile app. I would love to see it on Leo, but I had a hell of a time yesterday. I was going to try to upload a video, and MCoins was going back and forth with me because I was like, I can't upload on the Keychain app my picture. So there's a few things that need to get worked out, but I would love to see short videos uploaded on Leo. Like, I would love to just take a quick video on my phone, boom, put it on Threads, just like I can with Twitter, just like I can with Facebook, just like I can with Instagram. That'd be great. That'd be fantastic. But
yeah, you're
we're
going
asking
to be able to. That's being worked on. I don't know, how far along they are, but video. I've been researching video a lot here the last couple weeks, John, and in fact, my article this morning was video is the future of Web3. It's the Trojan horse. It's the gateway. If you are not a video platform in Web3, you're done, because video, gaming's huge, audio's big, video is 4x in valuation that of gaming. So when you look at it, and then you look at the time people consume video, it's just incredible. So without a doubt, I mean, that's why I go through and I I embed these YouTube videos with playlists. This week I've started to do full length movies from YouTube that are on there that are free. I'm embedding them because having video capabilities and having video repositories on Leo is crucial, absolutely crucial, because that's where your valuation can explode. Shorts would be phenomenal. It will be phenomenal. It's on the roadmap. Have no idea when. It might be 2 weeks from now. It might show up on Leo on the lab site next week. We might not see it till 2024. I have no idea, but I know it's on the roadmap.
Cal's a smart guy, and he's of that generation that grew up with the video stuff in social media, so he gets it. He knows how important it is. So
yeah, and it's not a question of when do we get shorts. It's a question of who posts the first shorts of feed on Leo Threads. That's going to be the real question.
Love it.
Might be a contest. It's going to be nifty. Who's going to win that one?
Or Wes. He's got some questions today. He's all over. He's crushing it. He said, when we start having 100,000 K monthly active users on Leo Finance, what margin do you visualize the Leo to reach? I mean, jeez.
He took that off one of my threads.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, let me explain the idea behind that, because we get caught up in 350, 400 million users on Twitter and 400 or 450 accounts on PayPal, over 2 billion Google accounts and 3 billion Facebook family accounts, and TikTok has this many. If Leo gets 100,000 monthly users, which I don't know, Django, what is that? What would you say? 50%? If you got 100,000 monthly users, what do you have? Maybe 50% of that your daily active users. So maybe
let's say 25%. Let's say 25,000.
Okay, 25%. You got 25,000 users who are there daily. You got I mean, you just think about there's 15, 16, 17 million tokens out there, and most of them are locked up anyway. And when people come and get involved and start seeing some of the opportunities for buying Leo or having Leo and staking it, and you got an extra 25,000 people who are not here now, some of most of those 25,000 people are going to want Leo. I mean, we see how it is now with, I don't know, 1,000 or 1,200 monthly active users, and there's a significant portion, at least 300 who say, I want more Leo. So, you start to push that number up to 25,000, 30,000, they're going to want Leo.
Yeah.
And, then you start to look at the ad revenue, you look at the clicks, you look at the buy-in. I mean, I don't know what that would equate to in terms of, Leo at $1, $2.50. I have no idea on that, but I mean, it's got to be a hell of a lot higher.
Yeah. I think, like you said, like when something like the ad revenue starts getting distributed, you're gonna have some eyeballs. So
yeah, I did also post that I think there's going to be a lot of people kicking themselves in the ass for missing this opportunity. I really do.
It's this. I use my Splinterlands example. This is not like news. It's not a secret that Splinterlands was doing SPS airdrop for a year. It's not a secret that Leo Finance is going to be doing this ad revenue thing. This is all on the table. It's being worked on. It's like you said, people will kick themselves because it's not like they couldn't know or didn't know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's why I'm stacking. That's why, you know what, dude? You know what? Driving a truck it's work, man. It's 13 hours, 14-hour days sometimes. But you know what I make sure I do other than make my posts each and every day as much as I can? I miss Fridays every now and again. I make sure I go and buy my 100 Leo every day. I dollar cost average, hell or high water. That's what I do every day. I make sure of it. And because of I don't want to be in 6 months from now going, oh, I wish I had more Leo.
Yeah, you're going to be doing that anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
If the price goes up to $2, and it doesn't matter how much you have, you wish you had more.
Yep.
You have $100,000, you say, I wish I had 125. But
yep, true. Yep. Explain it to me like a newbie. This is Wes. Is there any reason why some of the OGs don't want Leo threads to thrive on Hive?
Yeah, they just think Hive should be long form content. They believe it's medium platform, and that's it.
That's it.
End of discussion.
And this is poop content. Little tiny throwaway content is no good. It doesn't add value. It's got to be long, Pulitzer Prize winning articles, 1,500 words or less, and it's got to be proofread by an English major. Like it's archaic thinking, but it is what it is. So, and also they can't control Leo because all you need to operate in Leo is Hive power. That's it. You don't need a ton of it. You just need the resource credits. That has nothing to do with voting. That has to do with being able to use it. The value in Leo is in Leo. So, but that's for another day. Happy 411. How do you see the new upgrades on the Leo Finance UI? It's great. It's been smooth. The web app, the mobile app still needs a little bit of work because I can't upload my damn pictures on Keychain. But it seemed pretty smooth to me. Everything seemed to be okay for you, sir?
Yeah. I don't know where he's talking about the labs or what he's talking about. But, yeah, I mean, it's, there's bugs, but that's to be expected.
Very true. Good point. Why are some people not accepting the DHF proposal by Leo Finance, even with the number of onboarding since the start of the proposal? Go back 30 seconds.
Go watch our last 6 episodes. Go watch Crypto Holics. Go watch any AMA that cows. I mean,
It's
It's out there.
buffoonery.
Yeah, it's out there.
It's absolute clown show. That's what it is. How have you been seeing Threads since the innovation of the leaderboard? Well, leaderboard doesn't reload for me unless I got a hard refresh. But I saw a couple of OGs on Leo come up into the top leaderboards yesterday, so that was cool to see. I think it's great. I think leaderboards are fantastic. It's the carrot stick that will engage, that keeps people engaging, makes people active. It's gamification. I love it. I'm a huge fan of it, and I can't rave about it enough. It needs to be everywhere.
I
Thank you for
haven't even
listening.
looked at it since like the second day it was up. Honestly. So I couldn't even tell you who's on the leaderboard.
You are, sir. You are.
I mean,
Yeah.
I have no idea. It's
For voting. You got a lot of votes, so that's how you vote a lot of people. So I try to vote everybody too.
I put probably 500 comments out today. So
Yeah, that helps. Yeah. Guess who showed up in Threadcast today? Tokenized Society. He's not on Vim because Vim's not working, so he's here in spirit. Hello, Maniacs. I haven't heard people talk about the Ethereum flipping of BTC in a while. What is your take on it? I am not one of those purists for either of the coins, so I could care less. I could see Ethereum one day doing it because Ethereum, sorry, Bitcoin maxis, Ethereum's actually got use case, even though it's a pain in the butt and I hate it and the gas fees are astronomical. It's still got a lot of use case with those layer 2 things. So, and it's a banker coin and smart contracts are kind of a big deal. Could I see it flipping? Sure, I could. Bitcoin's just got the name brand and it's the granddaddy of them all. That's what it's got. Sorry, Bitcoin. It's, anyways, the maxis are going to hate us. Thankfully, I don't think we have many maxis listening to this show, but yeah.
Well, I mean, Bitcoin does have its place. First off, Bitcoin is, other than Hive, the only decentralized chain out there. And maybe some of the other proof of works are. I don't know their distribution of mining.
Right.
It's first off, the problem for Ethereum with the flipping is they've gone deflationary. So that is problematic because you have less tokens out there. And so if your price goes up 50%, that's fine, but you burned all these fucking tokens. And that's why I say token burns are a really dumb thing to do in most cases. But Bitcoin's going to get bid up, I believe. I think you will see the digital gold aspect of Bitcoin take hold. And if Wall Street starts to be a custodian of it, and if you start to see sovereign wealth funds maybe use that as a reserve, then you're going to see a lot of Bitcoin get picked up. I mean, it only takes a few. Let's be honest. Anybody who understands Wall Street, Michael Saylor's a big player. He's a flea on a dog's butt when it comes to Wall Street. You want to see the big guys, you get BlackRock, you get Blackstone, you get Fidelity. I mean, these are the companies that operate huge amounts of money. And if they ever got into it and entities like that got into it, and sovereign wealth funds for like the Saudis and some of these other countries that have, who knows how much money stashed away, and they start picking up Bitcoin as part of their reserve, you will see a lot of Bitcoin swallowed up and taken off the market, just like Michael Saylor is. But think of Michael Saylor, but 20 times bigger, and a lot of them. So there is that. I don't see that same thing with Ethereum, but who really cares? I mean, I always thought it was a stupid argument anyway, the flipping one or two. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah. Agreed. Eric Burgoyne has a question. He said, the Leo post from 2 hours ago about the marketing plans. What are your thoughts about the plans? I haven't had a chance to read it, and he did link to it, so I am going to give it a read after the show. But was there anything new?
No, just more details.
Right.
Basically, what they're doing, the only new thing is, and we'll see if they actually keep their word on this. Cal, if you're listening, uh, they said that they're going to do a post every day for the next 7 days, and they're going into detail what their marketing ploy is, what their tactics are, what their approach is. So, they're starting, this was just like the analysis of the competitors of the market, and, starting to lay the foundation, how they got to their, oh shit, what's the term? The cost of acquisition, CAC, is it? Cost of acquisition.
CPM. Oh, that's cost.
No,
Oh, CPA, cost per acquisition.
cost per acquisition.
Yeah,
Okay. Get my acronyms all
yeah, I
messed up.
know. There's so many acronyms, man. Like I'm in the USA. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, I think this again, again, I made a thread about this today. It shows a difference, and you don't see this in crypto when people approach a crypto project with a business mindset, Eric. And that's what you can tell reading through that. I didn't think anything in it was really that earth shattering, but what struck me was, they've thought a lot about this, and the fact that there's going to be 7 more articles or 6 more articles detailing what they're going to do, what their tactics are. See, that's the shit John and I have talked about for 2 years, 2.5 years on this show. Everybody talks about marketing of Hive. Marketing, we got market for Hive. And it's like, okay, what the fuck are you people talking about? What are you going to do? What's your USB? Your USB, USB, USP.
The acronyms again.
Yeah. What's your unique service proposition? What makes you different? There's number one. What tactics are you going to use? What's your target market? What mediums are you going to use? These are all things that people, we hear all this stuff about marketing, but nobody says this is what needs to be done. Well, this is what
Right.
Eric and the other people who are involved in this have actually thought about this, and they've actually detailed a marketing plan, and they've developed marketing strategy and marketing tactics, as opposed to just saying we're going to market by running to Twitter and talking about Hive.
We're gonna put the hashtag Leo Hive.
Yeah,
Leo Finance. Yeah.
we're going to go buy ad revenue on Cointelegraph or whatever. It's
Yeah.
we're going to go on Brave. It's like, no, that's
Yeah.
not marketing. That's just buying some advertising.
Yep. Good point.
I think hopefully, Eric, what'll come out the next week, if they do follow through and put these articles up every day, is the thought that went into this, and I think that should impress some people.
Yep. Happy 411 wants to know if they can get an explanation of the liquidation of BTC a couple days ago, because what comes after green is usually red. And if you remember what Tass said at the beginning of the show, the markets are for crazy people, and crypto markets are for insane people. Yeah. And that's basically what crypto is. There's no rhyme or reason. Someone sold a bunch of Bitcoin, someone got spooked, someone told some people, and people are lemmings and they follow what everyone else does. Basically.
Yeah, it's when you listen to markets long enough, and I've been following markets for almost 40 years now, 35 years. Since I was in high school, I started following markets. And especially in the age of, it really changed when, what the fuck was the predecessor to CNBC? FNN, Financial News Network. That's how far back this goes. You have FNN, wow. Then of course you had CNBC appeared, and Bloomberg, and all these others. And so when you got this 24-hour, or this long cycle of hours to fill of market activity, that's when it really became, well, the markets went down because of this, and because of this thing, the market went down. And the reality is, that's not why the market goes down. The people don't look at capital flow is not typically because, oh, well, President Biden said this or Chairman Powell said that or whatever. And it's like that's what people try to do and say, oh, well, Gary Gensler came out and said he's against crypto and, the market's going down because of that. It's like, well, Gary Gensler's been against crypto since the day he took office. I mean, why is the market going down? It's people try to justify what happens in the market when what happens depending on your market. If you're in crypto, it's not as much driven by computers as like the stock market, but a lot of times major sell-offs in the stock market is nothing more than support levels just being blown through. And the second it blows through a support level, every computer tied to Wall Street just is initiating sell orders.
Exactly.
And so it just snowballs. Also with crypto, nobody's really been able to fully detail how much influence the futures market, Bitcoin futures in particular, have on Bitcoin. There's all kinds of game. We know BlackRock's in the futures market, so they could be manipulating crap around. I'm not going to say that doesn't happen. It's just there's so many different dynamics to this to sit there and say, oh, it went down because of this. It's absurd.
Yep. Agreed. Happy 411. What are your views on the name rebrand for Leo Finance? Do we have a name rebrand?
I haven't heard one, so I don't know what it is.
I as long as they keep, there's a few things I love about Leo. I love the lion image. I love the color scheme. As long as they keep those two things, like the lion-esque brand and that color, I'm happy. Now, that being said, I remember the first time I heard Hive when we were forked from Steam. I thought it was the stupidest name in the history of names. I still kind of think it's
that was topped by X.
Yeah, right. That was topped by X. Yeah, like again, you've talked about this before, Task. It's what happens with the brand. It's not the brand name. It's not the logo. It's not the colors. Yeah. Yes, it's a feeling, and we want that loyalty to it. But it's the experience people have that matters. And if people get the same experience, I'm all for whatever they call it. So
I don't even know. I agree with what you said, John. I also would add, I personally would like to see the Leo name retained. I don't know what level the rebrand is at. I'm going to presume it's at the Leo Finance level, so it's going to be Leoverse, Leo Sphere, Leo whatever, or whatever they come up with. But do we get a change in the name of Threads? Do we distinguish from that, or do we just call it whatever the new name is? I don't know, but to me, I would like to see the Leo name kept in addition to what you said, John. I think Threads is a pretty cool name. So does Mark Zuckerberg.
Right.
It's
now that Threads brand has like been tarnished because everyone hates Meta Threads.
yeah, really. I mean, maybe it's a time to go to something else. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? And Nifty ends us off tonight, and it's kind of a double question. Actually, it's a triple question here. So I'll read them all out. We can go through this here. He wants to know what we know about Thorchain, and the follow-up is, if so, what are your thoughts on cross-chain swaps with privacy coins? I feel like I may have asked this before, but do you think Hive would benefit from something like Beehive or PHBD being added to the protocol like Thorchain? The only thing I know about Thorchain is that Cal loves it.
Yeah.
Cal's been talking about it for years. That's all I know about it. I know it's cross-chain stuff, swapping through different chains. I don't mess with things like that. I never have. Will these things? Yeah, people love that type of stuff. They love the cross-chain swaps. They will Hive benefit. The traders will love it. But for me personally, I've never used it. I know what I know from reading tweets by Cal. that's what I know about Thorchain. But yeah,
I mean, I don't know much more other than it's a protocol that allows for multi-chain swaps. I do believe they have to be EVMs, so that's where you get your PLEO and your BLEO because it has to be, an EVM token, which those are being on Polygon and BSC. So I mean, it can't hurt having BLEO, PLEO over on Thorchain. It's not a bad idea. Is it going to really change anything? I don't know. Um, it's going to come down to liquidity, like all things. Um, are we better off with it over on Thorchain as opposed to having pools on Polygon and BSC? Maybe. It does create, Cal did talk on the AMA today about the next generation bridge that it sounds like getting close to finally, finishing up and having fully tested. So having another market to arbitrage would be a good thing. So I think that's another opportunity. So, I mean, at the end of the day, is it going to, I'll just say it like this, can't hurt. And we know Hive related stuff probably is never ever going to be carried on exchanges, not major exchanges. So we are going to have to go the DeFi route. And Thorchain may solve some of that. You there, John? Hello? You went silent, John.
Hey, you hear me? Yeah, sorry, dude. You hear me now?
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah. It's good time to shut the show down because my internet just went poop. But thank you guys for hanging out. Apologies for the unceremonial exit here with my connection, but Indiana, get your cell reception better, man. What's going on? Anyways, I'll see you guys on Thursday. Task, always fun, and everyone, you guys have a great week. Toodles.